How is it possible to take a new store from 0 to doing $1,000 days in just 3 days? Well, let me show you exactly how you can do it. What's poppin', people? It's your boy, the Beast of Ecom, and I am back with another video dropping nothing but you already know, value bombs. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how I was able to take a new store from doing 0 to $1,000 days in just 3 days. I'm going to be taking you inside the store. I'm going to be showing you how much we spent. I'm also going to reveal the Facebook ads testing strategy and how I'm tracking my ads with this Facebook iOS 14 update and making decisions. For those who support the channel, I just want to apologize for the lack of content. Unfortunately, I did catch the Rona. I can pretty much guarantee that you're gonna get tons of value out of this video. So if you could do a small thing for me, drop a like on this video. It helps out the channel, gives the video some growth and algorithm some love. And second of all, if you could drop a comment down below, let me know of any questions that you do have, because I will be replying to as many as I possibly can on this video. Okay, so jumping inside the store, you can see it's roughly about 10 a.m. at the moment in time here in the UK, and it's doing close to $1,500. We'll probably do over 2K today on this store. I will press refresh on the store just so that you can see that these numbers are all legit, not crazy numbers, but you know what some people are like. And also I just want to change the date so you can see the dates where we actually just to show you that this was a new store. So we'll go from the 29th to the to here. You can see we started running traffic around about this day here, and you can see on the third day we actually hit $1,000. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how this was possible. Okay, I'm going to break down the Facebook ads strategy and show you a few things. But before we actually do that, let me show you exactly how much we actually spent to acquire these numbers. So you can see here inside of the ad account, there's no filters whatsoever. This is everything that was spent between that same time period. You can see from the 24th to the 9th, we spent £2,399.41. Now I'll refresh this really quickly. Just going to see, obviously it's spending, we're spending money, so we've just spent $1. So we spent £2,400.32. Now tracking of course is completely off. It's really hard to know how much is purchasing with the Facebook iOS updates. So I'll show you exactly how I'm testing and how I'm tracking and how I'm trying to make data-driven decisions. Okay, so really quickly, let's just total this up. So you can see here we spent, what was it, 2,431, I believe. So turning that pounds into dollars, we spent $3,316, right? And if we put this into here, how much we actually acquired over that time, so that's how much we made in Shopify in revenue. And if we divide that by this number here, how much we actually spent, this will give us the ROAS, okay, equals, so it's looking at about a 2.3x ROAS, 2.37x ROAS on our spend. Okay, so we spent 3,000, we've generated 7,000. So we're profitable. The break-even ROAS for a lot of these products are 1.5. Some of them are 1.6, and that's generally how I like to do things. I like to keep at least 3x the product price. So now that I've actually done that, let me talk about the actual testing strategy. Now, a lot of people get confused with Facebook ads testing strategies. Should they be using CBO? Should they be using ABO? How many audiences? What sort of budgets? And all these kind of things. Ultimately, having success on Facebook ads comes down to 3 things. First and foremost, you need to make sure you've got a solid product, okay? Second of all, you need to have a solid creative and offer. And then thirdly, you need to be finding the right audiences. So let me show you exactly how I currently test Facebook ads. So first and foremost, we have our campaign, right? This sits right at the top, and this is going to be a website conversion campaign, WC, and we're going to be going for purchase, okay? Purchase objective, right? Now, underneath this, we're going to have our ad sets, right? Now, for illustration, I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now, essentially, how I like to set things up, right, is this way. So I like to have X USA, right, over here, and I have USA over here. And by the way, also this is a ABO campaign. I like to personally test out with ABOs. Some people have success with CBOs. I personally like a little bit more control, okay? So what do I mean? So all of these here on this side, okay, are going to be targeting the US, and all of them on this side are going to be targeting ex-US. Now I'll talk about what the ex-US basically is. It's just all of the countries that are not USA, so Australia, etc, etc. So heading back to this here, if we have our ad sets here, 1 ad set, 2 ad set, 3 ad set, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So this one here would be, let's say for example, okay, I like to refer to this, so dogs, cats, rabbits, horses, okay? And in these, we're going to be targeting United States, okay? So interest, our location is going to be United States. Okay, I like to do all placements as well, so that we're doing all placements. And in terms of budget, okay, I like to personally work with $20. If you've got the capacity to spend that amount, feel free to go ahead. If you haven't, then I reckon minimum $10. The $5 ad sets kind of, you know, method, it works for some people, but personally, you're not gonna get enough spend to be able to make any sort of informed decisions. So it does work, but I personally don't recommend it, but it does work for other people, okay? Now here, again, these would be the exact same interests, okay, as this side here, but our locations would be different. So again, we'd have dog, cat, rabbit, excuse this drawing here, horse, okay? So that's how I generally like to set things up. Now when it comes to creatives, I like to have 2 creatives, and is there a way for me to move? Oh, there we go, yeah. Let's zoom out a little bit. There we go. So 2 creatives, okay, to start off with. Don't know why I've drawn massive creatives. But essentially, I always like to have 2 creatives. However, I always like to have 2 variables, at least change. I always like to change at least 1 variable, okay? So what I mean by that, if I go over here, let's click, where we go, there we go, at least 1 variable. So what I mean by that is I would have, let's say for example, I would have, you know, you've got your ad copy, right? And then you've got your thumbnail, and then you've got your video. They're the 3 main things, okay? So out of these, I would change 1 of these assets, okay? I would only change 1 to start off with before making any changes if this was just a really quick test of a product, okay? So first and foremost, I would have this one here, I would have ad copy, right? It would have a thumbnail 1, and then it would have video 1. And then with this one here, it would have ad copy 1, it would have a different thumbnail, but it would have the same video. And you can change things around depending on how you want to do things. If you've got the ability to have 2 different videos with the first 3 seconds that are different, then again, that's good as well. So you would have the same ad copy on both of them, the same thumbnails on both of them, but different videos on both of them, okay? So that's only changing out 1 asset to start off with. And then of course, if you do have a winner on your hands, then of course you can go into more creative testing, testing it out, different ad copies, different thumbnails, more different videos and angles and those kind of things. But that's how I generally like to do things if I'm testing out stuff just straight off the bat, okay, in terms of creating, okay? And if I click back on there, excuse me, looking up, and these would be really quickly, let's just give you these countries. So we would just go for everything that isn't essentially United States. Now you can do the UK depending on obviously your tax laws if you want to do that. And of course we've got Australia, we've got like New Zealand, Netherlands, and I'm not going to type them out because my typing on here is ridiculous. I probably need one of those pens. Okay, and again, all of these would have the same as these ones here. So we would take these and we would put them there, 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 all across a star. And essentially that is how the whole of the testing strategy is, okay? In terms of the budget, in terms of the layout, in terms of the all placements, and that's generally how I like to do things. Now the biggest question that people are probably going to wonder is, okay, great, how exactly are you tracking with Facebook iOS 14 tracking completely off? How are you knowing what's making sales, and how are you tracking things? So let me show you exactly how I'm doing that. Now, ultimately, it comes down to money in, money out. If you're spending money and you are making money, then great, you're overall profitable. And of course, if you've got any sort of profit apps on the Shopify App Store, then install one just so you know overall if you're profitable for the day. Now, in terms of tracking Facebook adverts, we can't really rely on Facebook ads anymore because it's delayed, it doesn't really work great. So in order to complement that, we use Google ads, Google UTM codes essentially, right? Now to do that inside of your ad, if you get into the side of an ad and scroll all the way down to the bottom, it will say tracking. And you can do something called build a URL parameter. Now, if we click on this, generally how I like to do things is I will have Facebook, okay? Here I like to have campaign name and ad set name, and here I would have the ad name. Okay, I want to track all of these things. Now another thing you can do is you can put in ad placement, right, and have placement here as well, just so that you can determine which placements, whether it be IG feeds or whatever it may be, to see on a granular level where your sales are essentially coming from. And then we will click apply, okay? And it's gonna populate this UTM parameters here. Now, this is gonna give us, it's going to show us in Google Analytics where our sales are coming from. So let me show you what that would look like. So you can see here inside of Google Analytics, of course, there's a few things blurred out, but you can see here essentially how it operates. And if you scroll down onto the left-hand side and you go to acquisition, all traffic, and source medium, right? On here, you will see your source medium, that will be your campaign name, which you can filter through. And then on here, when we actually go to our second dimension and type in campaign, right? I've already selected it, so you won't be able to see it. But when we select campaign, we will be able to see the ad sets, right? And all of these here are the ad set names, okay? And you can see here are basically how many people have made a transaction, right, from that ad set. Now you will see that it will differ from Facebook, which is difficult. So you have to take this and Facebook with a grain of salt. But this gives you more confidence and a little bit more, putting them both together to understand what should I be doing in terms of making decisions. Now, another thing that you can be doing is, of course, looking at your metrics further up the funnel. So instead of just looking at the purchases, because of course they can be delayed due to, Facebook iOS 14 update, what you can do is look at what's your cost per initiate checkout, what's your cost per initiate, cost per add to cart, having a look at those upper funnel metrics to see if they are in line with what is working. If that's the case, then you can know when to cut and when to scale. So hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, make sure, of course, you smash a like on this video. It helps out the channel, gives the video some love and the YouTube algorithm some love as well. Make sure, of course, you drop a comment down below with any questions that you do have or anything I've covered. I will be replying to as many as I possibly can. If you do want to learn from me personally, then make sure you check out my course Ecom Beast 2.0. The link for that will be down below. And if you come from YouTube, use the code YouTube100 and you'll get $100 off the course. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter and we can try and connect on there. But that is it for this video. Take care and I'll see you in the next one.